Wayne is fuming.
Our whole season completely fell apart.
He made some comments about Virgil van Dijk, and he's actually replied to them, and he said, I feel that comment is just a bit of lazy criticism. Well, we've just witnessed the whole Rooney family pretty much put together Wayne's equipment for today. Is it a busy day in your house, Wayne?
Yeah, it is. Got a lot of nephews up in Kai's 16th birthday, so it's been quite busy. So I've just been watching the games with all the kids running around. Was quite tough, but no, it's been a nice day. So yeah, it is quite busy. Okay,
just to clarify, it looked about 10 children that just appeared and waved to us, didn't they, before we started recording? Yeah. And Wayne looked fuming.
Yeah, no, Wayne looked like he was going to lose it. It was I haven't seen a man control himself that much in ages.
No, it's my camera. Obviously, I took it out to Dubai with me, and then it must have been damaged a little bit, so I just had to duct tape my camera back on.
And at one point, Colleen was helping you as well. It's been a family affair, isn't it?
Yeah, she fixed it, so that's normally what happens anyway. She fixes everything.
An insight into the Rooney household there.
Has he got his national insurance number through the post yet?
I think he's still waiting for that one, but yeah, no, it's a big birthday. Obviously, I remember being 16, and I think 17's the one he's looking forward to most when he can drive. So
yeah, that's.
I was about to follow up with what presents did he get, and you asked about his national insurance number. Did he get anything good?
Yeah, he got a I don't know what it's called, a big speaker which you pull round. But it's loud. It nearly blew the roof off this morning. It's like you walk around with this, so when he's playing, I think, to take in his restroom
okay.
For games and stuff. But yeah, it was loud, really loud. It's good. I might get one myself.
It's been Halloween as well, hasn't it? Do you go big on that, Wayne, or is it more about the kids? What happens? Hold on, you've told me before it's more about the day before Halloween, isn't it? Or is that just for kids?
Oh no, Mischief Night. Yeah, but no, Halloween. I don't like it. It's not for me. I seen Haaland. Haaland dressed as the Joker. It was actually in the local little corner shop, which I take the kids to for sweets and stuff. So it was. I actually went there to get the duct tape.
Oh right.
And the fellow was telling me Haaland was in, but I recognised it from the video. But I hate Halloween. I was in the States, so it's obviously massive over there when I was living there, and I went out and I got a big box full of sweets, and I just left them by the front door, closed my curtains and said, take what you want. The first person who couldn't took everything. It must have been about $300 worth of sweets.
Oh my word.
Yeah, took everything.
Oh, it's not really in the spirit, is
There's been a lot of people that have dressed up as you, though, for Halloween. There's been a few outfits there.
The best one I've seen that one.
But I don't get why. I get it for a fancy dress, but not for Halloween.
Scary, isn't it?
But people turn Halloween into fancy dress now, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no. So I've seen it. It's actually it's a good attempt actually from the couple who've done it.
Okay, do you like Halloween? Do you dress up?
I didn't used to like it, and then I did get into it, and now I'm back to hating it.
Why?
I think I've just got old. That's all it is. But I did like dressing up and stuff for a while. But I think when you don't have a party to go to, it's a bit useless, isn't it? I'm not just going to dress up.
We done Kai went to a party on Saturday, yesterday, with his mate, and he come here and we were doing his outfit. So we just got plain white t-shirts and fake blood and putting handprints, and then I had my hands around his neck from the back, and then he spray painted the fake blood around it, so it looked like two big white handprints on his back. And then, but yeah, it was actually it sounds terrible, but they actually looked alright.
I love how the whole family gets involved in these outfits as well.
Yeah, but it took me about 2 hours to wash the blood off my hands, though.
No, I think what we're realising, Kay, is the whole family gets involved in everything in the Rooney house. It's very much a family affair with everything, helping each other out.
I used to put a hole in a bin bag and just pop my head out in my house. Have a black cape when I was a kid.
The thing is, I also feel like when I was growing up, it wasn't such a big thing. Like, it feels like it's become a lot bigger now.
I prefer bonfire night. That's better.
I don't really want to go into fireworks stories with you.
Yeah,
we'll do that at some point on this.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's get into the football from the weekend then, shall we? And let's start by talking about Tottenham, because it was a really disappointing evening in North London. They fell to a 1-0 defeat at home to Chelsea. And I think what's come into focus a lot after this is the attacking display. They didn't have a single shot on target. And the fans have been really angry. And there was also an incident after the match where Spence and Mickey van der Ven appeared to snub the manager Thomas Frank and walked straight down the tunnel. Firstly, Wayne, have you seen that incident and what did you make of it?
Yeah, I seen it, and
Oh, there he is.
he's got his Spurs top on as well.
And, well, look at his name as well. Come on, you Spurs.
Hey, mate, you okay?
Guys. Hi, guys.
Hi, Michael, you okay?
How you doing?
Yeah, very good. What an absolute treat.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on.
We've never met. No, I've never met any of you before.
No, but I was saying to Kay before, you was at the awards a few weeks ago, which for Guy Lineker, I think.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then
yes.
I did manage to see you there, but it was a good
you
night,
looked a bit cool for school. You had a pose of unapproachability when you came on the big screen. Yes, you were sort of slumped. And I thought, maybe you weren't your most welcoming, but you seem very welcoming now, Wayne.
No, I'm always welcoming.
That might have been after the raffle when he realised he hadn't won.
Michael, thank you for coming on. We just wish it was off the back of a slightly better Spurs performance. Were you there or did you watch? What did you make of it?
Don't tell me the score. I've taped it. I can't wait.
We're probably just giving it away.
Have to wait till next week when I'm on Match of the Day then.
I think we're going to do great. I think the Spurs team are looking great this season. I think we're going to hammer Chelsea. I can't wait to watch the highlights. I don't even know if there were highlights. It's strange when there's a game where there's a few Spurs games of recent times. I mean, I don't want to bring this up, Wayne, but we won the Europa League against Manchester United with no highlights. There wasn't a single, apart from the final whistle.
I don't think there was for either team on that night. It was a poor game, that one.
I don't even know if it was a goal that we scored. I don't even know how it went in. But yes, yesterday was, I fortunately didn't see, I wasn't there. I was watching it on my phone. I was working. But yes, there was nothing. We had nothing. We didn't seem to participate in the game. We're very polite at home. Hospitality is our thing at the new stadium. And maybe we're taking it a bit too seriously when it comes to the opposition, who we seem to be giving 3 points to every single time anybody comes. We're really struggling at home.
I've watched Tottenham a few times this season, and I've actually liked the performances. Obviously, against Chelsea was a poor performance, but I've actually really liked what they're doing, and they've been a bit more direct and getting the ball forward quicker. And so that's why I think the Chelsea game was really, it was a surprise, really, to see how poor he was. So.
Well, I don't think it's a surprise to the fans who have been watching closely, because we've been very good away. Yeah. I suppose that's keeping it tight, isn't it? And cashing in on corners. There's a lot of with set pieces, which bizarrely seems to be our main mode of attack, has gone quite well. I don't know if we've scored from many throw-ins, but we spend a lot of time sort of drying the ball. That's one of the things we do, and then throwing it. We dry the ball more than anyone. If you look at the stats, but no, I did feel like this was coming a little bit because we got thoroughly outplayed by Wolves and also by Bournemouth. I mean, literally, they looked. Bournemouth have been amazing all season, but Wolves, who I don't think have really won another game, and we drew against them, but they were actually all over us. We're quite ineffective at breaking teams down when the onus is on us at home. Yes,
I think I spoke about a few weeks ago about it, saying sometimes it's easier to play away from home for players, and there's less pressure, obviously, when you play away from home, and you can take your time a little bit more, and you can be in your shape in a good low block and then play on transition, where I think at home, where the fans are expecting you to really take the team to opposition. And especially, Wolves are a counter-attacking team, really. Bournemouth are probably one of, if not the best in the league at that. So,
but they had the ball, they had possession against us, and we couldn't get the ball off them, which is it's really tough to watch.
I think that's a Thomas Frank team, though, isn't it? That's what he does, and I think the owners know that's what it is, and I think when it works, it looks really good. And obviously, I haven't seen all the games. The ones I've seen must all be away from home because they have been really good.
We have, we beat Everton, we beat City, we beat Leeds was solid, but at home. But that we've got a lot of new players. He's working it out. I've got great faith in Thomas Frank.
He's a good coach. I've coached against him a few times, and he is a really good coach. So
did you prefer playing at home though, ultimately? Because you.
I prefer winning away, if I'm being honest. When you win a game away from home, it's, when you're walking off the pitch and you've just been abused for 90 minutes, it was much better feeling. But at home,
I can only apologise about that. I was younger then.
Yeah, but no, at home, White Hart Lane actually was one of my favourite grounds to play at. I played there in the FA Youth Cup, scored one of my best goals I ever scored there in the Youth Cup, and then I scored the last ever goal at White Hart Lane.
You did. You scored the last ever goal.
Yeah.
But you didn't win that game, though, Wayne.
No,
you did.
Well, it was the only record that I took off Harry Kane. It was the one I took off Harry, so you can't take that one back.
What do you think the team spirit's like at Tottenham right now? Because we saw an incident yesterday, didn't we?
Yes, I did see this incident. This was when Mickey and Jed were walking off the pitch. It's strange how I call them by their first names. I don't know either of these gentlemen.
That's what my mum does with footballers as well, that she likes.
Mr. Van der Ven and Mr. Spence were walking off the pitch. Yeah, I don't. I have no idea what was going on. But it didn't look like Thomas Frank was going to shake their hands or anything. I think he was saying something. But look, who knows what goes on behind closed doors? All we know is that it's a big game for us against Chelsea, and it's the statistics against there. It's like I really thought we'd win yesterday just because of the law of statistics. I mean, how can we keep getting beaten by Chelsea in the most astonishingly different ways and always terrible ways? I mean, I think, we've only won 8 games or something in the entire history of the Premier League, and they've won something like nearly 40 times against us.
Yeah, it's not a good record.
You'd have teams like that, don't you? But I think with the two players, I think I've been in positions, I don't think I've ever, snubbed the manager, say as obvious as maybe that one looked, but, the emotions of the game, as you said, it's a massive game for Tottenham and for Chelsea as well, and I'm sure that'll be cleared up in the next couple of days.
Well, there's a window, isn't there? Wayne, because you played. When you've lost a game, you're going to be, as a fan, don't talk to me for at least, I need 10 minutes to cool off. Do you know what I mean?
Only 10? I need longer than that.
10 plus injury time, because I would have injured some people as well during that 10 minutes. But yeah, no, it's you're not yourself. After the final whistle. And that's why I presume, Wayne, you must have, kicked things in the dressing room.
Yeah, well, I done it at half-time in the World Cup, didn't I, in 2010, when I had to go with the England fans.
That's right.
And that was a half-time, and that's just pure, when you get booed or whatever, that's just a pure emotion, and of course you regret it, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing, and I've seen players walk off the pitch and get subbed off and straight down the tunnel and in the car before the game's finished.
Obviously, the temperatures are raised. There's a lot of emotion.
I think Thomas Frank wanted to clap them.
Yeah, he just wanted them to go round.
I think what's probably happened is because the Tottenham fans were booing them, they've probably been a bit annoyed with the Spurs fans and thought, well, we're not clapping you, then why are we clapping you if you're booing us? And I think that's probably what's happened. So it won't have been aimed at Thomas Frank. It's just a gain in emotion. They're probably feeling, why should we clap the fans if they're booing us? And whether rightly or wrongly, I think that's probably what's happened.
I really like Jed Spence. I like his attitude as well. I don't know if you've seen this on social media, this thing he does where he says, "Welcome to the penitentiary." And if he has a great game against an attacker, he has like a little mock-up of him having him in like prison, and he's like the prison guard. He done it with like Brennan Johnson when he was on international duty and stuff. So he's got like a little bit of a cheekiness.
Well, that will definitely backfire on him. Because the attackers always end up winning.
No, you're quite right, but I like the fact that he's got that self-belief in him. I don't know why the camera keeps.
That was amazing. You've been rehearsing this all week. All week he's like, this week when I make a really good point, I'm going to zoom in.
Oh, it does it every single week, and every single week I get the giggles. And Wayne is professional and carries on, and I lose it.
But what I do really enjoy that when players show personality like that and they can back it up, and he seems to be able to back it up.
Michael, can I ask you a bit more about the rivalry with Chelsea? Because, as you said, we've got the stats. Spurs have won. I'm going to keep my composure. One of their last 13 games against Chelsea. Chelsea fans and players famously call it, I'm going to keep my composure, 3-point lane, don't they? How does that rivalry kind of feel for you? And do you have Chelsea fans that kind of text you straight away?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's just horrific. I mean, I literally, you just think it's going to change. I mean, this game, so I suppose this Ange one that we had a couple of years ago, I mean, the details of this game, it's almost unbelievable what happened against Chelsea in that game. I don't even think I can remember everything terrible that happened. But we were top of the league when Chelsea came. We were absolutely flying. I think there'd been 10 games, we were actually unbeaten. We're unbeaten, we're top of the league. Everyone looks incredible. We're actually going to win the league at this point. But the details were extraordinary. You know, we had like 2 red cards. We lost Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison, our 2 best players, in the same game. You know, our whole season completely fell apart. In fact, maybe that season and the following season fell apart.
I remember watching that, and I always remember, I can't remember who was commentating, but they were saying that how great it was to see Tottenham kept pressing and playing the high line. And I was thinking, this is absolute suicide. I remember thinking at the time, just sit back and be hard to beat. And they kept going. And I think you're right there. I think that was the start of the end for Ange, really, because they never really recovered after that.
Yeah, and also Nicholas Jackson hadn't scored, then he scored a hat-trick. It's just, and then we had that big game against them at Stamford Bridge where everybody literally had a fist fight with each other. People were gouging each other's eyes out. Eric Dyer should have been booked 14 times. And we were 2-0 up in that game. And then even last season, we were 2-0 up. And Cucurella came and he fell over twice. They gave us 2 goals. And then he changed his boots and then they beat us 4-3. I don't know why we can't psychologically beat Chelsea. It just doesn't make any sense. But then again, it's also, like I say, the law of averages. Like Manchester City, they can't beat us. This is the best team of the last decade. We're their bogey team. We beat them every year quite easily. We beat them.
How do you think you'll fare against United?
That's next.
Manchester United, oh my God, they're fantastic for us. We played them 4 times last season in our worst ever season, and we managed to beat them 4 times. No, I think we're going to really struggle, to be honest. Man, you look really good. Mbeumo is obviously great. Cunha, I'm terrified. But the thing about Spurs Man U is we're both terrified of each other because we're both equally as stressed and have very little faith in our own teams. So I don't know. Could go either way. I think it'll be fun to watch.
It's a big game. I think after United, obviously recent run, they look to be back into a decent place anyway. And so I think it's a big game after Tottenham losing to Chelsea. Whoever wins that could really kick them on, and whoever loses it could be a tough one to take that. So I think it's a massive game coming up then.
What about the chap who won't cut his hair? Have you seen this gentleman?
Yeah,
I feel for it.
He's got to just cut it off, surely.
But what happens?
I'm refusing to grow man until they win 5 in a row.
Wayne's just announced officially he's refused to replace his hair until they win 5 games in a row. So, do you remember Tom Huddleston? Didn't he do a similar thing? What was the reason? Why did he?
Did.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't cut his hair. Oh, until he scored.
Until he scored the goal, yeah, it was.
But it got to the point where the hair got so big that it was actually preventing him from scoring, and the whole team. Nobody could see the ball coming in. And then I think once he had quite a clear header, it was like easier to miss, and the ball sort of got embedded in his hair. And then I think he sort of retired. So it's a dangerous game.
I played with him at Derby. Me and Tom played together in midfield.
All right, so he must have scored.
It must have been the slowest midfield 2 in the Championship. Both of us at the end of our career.
Fantastic player for the record. So yeah, this guy, that's going to be, it's going quite well for him. He's becoming a sort of superstar. Do you think they'll do it on the pitch? Do you think they'll bring him out Game 5 in 2034 when you finally win 5 in a row?
I'm not sure they want to celebrate just winning 5 games in a row. I don't think they want to highlight that it's so rare, do they? Probably.
Well, you got close yesterday. That would have been
if you win 5 games in a row now, you've got to celebrate that. Celebrate 1.
Yeah, you do always tell us that, Wayne, to be fair. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry it wasn't kind of to talk about anything happier, although it's not that bad being a Spurs fan at the moment, is it?
Well, no, we're you live in hope, and the games come so quick and thick and fast. So we got Copenhagen on Wednesday, and then the big one on Saturday.
Do you get to go to many games?
Yeah, I go to most of them. Yeah, I went to Newcastle weirdly last week, which has been a bit of a schlep, but I had some work to do up there. But yeah, we didn't win that one either. But no, I go to most of the games. But I don't get to wear this.
Oh, look at that.
I do.
For people that aren't watching this on iPlayer or YouTube, Michael is fully kitted out in his Spurs shirt and scarf. I should tell people that.
Well, I'm wearing tracksuit bottoms, so I'm not a full kit, ... I'm a half kit, ... All right, guys, such a pleasure. Good luck with it all.
Michael, thanks a lot for coming on, mate. Take care. See you.
Bye, guys.
Okay, well, moving on to Liverpool, because they got back to winning ways this weekend, 2-0 against Aston Villa, and Mo Salah scored. And what does that mean, Wayne?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yesterday, he got the record I had, which most goal involvements for a single club, which he was always going to get. I think he's been sensational for Liverpool, and he deserves it. A fantastic player, and the goals he scored, and yeah, he hasn't had best of starts this season, but he's a match winner, and you keep him on the pitch, and that's what he does.
Yeah, and there's a few people, wasn't there, questioning him and Liverpool in general, but he's scored now in 2 games. It just shows, doesn't it, Kay, that sometimes as fans, people are quick to write these players off, but he is a legend of the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're not going to find a lot of players that have the same sort of record as Mo Salah, and the effect he can have on games, even if, like I've said that numerous times on this podcast, even if he's not playing a good game and he's having a bit of a quiet one, he can still come out with a moment of magic or be in the right position to go on and get a goal or an assist to change the game. So people doubting him kind of do look foolish, but I think that some of the criticism over the past few weeks was valid, though, from people, Wayne included, because every player is human as well, so they do have blips, they have ups and downs like anybody else.
I think you set standards, don't you, as players, and when your team is going through a tough period and it's not quite going well, Mo Salah's the player Liverpool have looked for to win them games and get them out of that bad performance, if you like, at times, and yeah, it's hard. There's probably only Messi and Ronaldo who've consistently done it for 10, 15 years, whatever. And I think because he's been so good, that's why, everyone expects him to do it every game, and that's why you do, the one thing I said was more a body language thing, from my point of view, with him. And so, yeah, but listen, he'd go down as one of the best ever to play in the Premier League. There's no doubt about that. He's
18 goals behind you in total Premier League goals. Do you think he's going to catch you?
100%. I think, I'm not a player or ex-player now, who really, I've had my career, I'm happy with what I've done, and I don't look at it and think, he's going to go past me. Harry Kane went past me a while back. And that's football. Records are there to be broken, and I'm sure Haaland, if he stays at Man City, will go past everyone if the way he's going. So it's that's just football.
What record are you most proud of?
Me, I don't know. I don't even know which records I've got. I think I think the Man United all-time goal scorer one is being there for so long and to break the record that Bobby Charlton had, so it was stuck for so many years. I think that's probably the one I'm most proud of.
Do they ever mention a record on commentary or something, and they go, "Oh, Wayne Rooney had that record," and you get surprised yourself that you had it?
Well, the Salah one yesterday, I had no idea, to be honest.
So you're not too bothered that you equalled it because you didn't realise you had it?
I didn't even know I had it. Yeah, so it's said that a few times, but yeah, for me, you play football to win trophies with your teammates, and that's all I cared about. So if anything else comes with that, great. If not, it doesn't really bother me that much.
Going back to Liverpool, and you both mentioned it there, that there's been criticism of them over recent weeks. And Wayne, you kind of had a little analysis of what you think was potentially going wrong. And you spoke about the leaders, and you made some comments about Virgil van Dijk. And I don't know if you've heard, but he's actually replied to them, and he said, "I didn't hear him last year. It doesn't hurt me, to be honest. Obviously, he's a legend, big player of the game who inspired so many. I can only say positive things, but I feel that comment is just, I would say it's a bit of lazy criticism. That's my personal opinion."
Yeah, no, listen, Van Dijk's similar to Mo Salah. He's over the last 5 years, he's been one of, if not the best defender in the world. And last year, it was hard to say anything bad because they were that good, and he was that good. Last year, and similar to what I said about Mo Salah, I think if you're Virgil van Dijk and you're honest with yourself, I'm sure he'd come out and say he probably hasn't been at his best this season, if he's honest with himself. And Liverpool have conceded goals, and they've got 2 new fullbacks in there playing, and that could be difficult as well. So, and as captain, your job as captain, if things aren't going right, is to speak to your teammates, call meetings with your teammates, and that's really what I was saying. As a captain, as a leader, I'm sure he will have been doing that, because that's what you do as a captain. That's your role. Listen, and I think I've got full respect for Virgil van Dijk. I think he's a fantastic player. And my job now as a pundit is to give my opinions on what I feel. And I'm sure if you ask him or you ask Arnie Slot, he probably hasn't been as good as he has been over the last few years. And that was my comment, which I stick by. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did also say in there that he has an opinion. It's kind of your job now as well to kind of pass comments. So it was a professional response as well from Virgil van Dijk. As for Liverpool overall, Kay, back to winning ways. What did you make of them against Aston Villa? Do you think this could be the start of them kind of getting back into some kind of rhythm?
I mean, you never know right now, but it looks like. I mean, didn't they win in Europe midweek and then they lost again?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
I just think like. It's a positive sign, obviously, for Liverpool. It's just about being able to crack on, and similar to what we say about Man United, where it's like you've got to keep that consistency. When you're a top team, you've got to just keep doing those things that you're doing. But it's a great win for them. Villa were on the back of a great run of form,
I think watching the game, I just think, what was Aston Villa doing?
Yeah.
Arnie Slot's come out, said they struggled with long balls, and Liverpool are a very good pressing team. And they had warning signs before the Salah goal. And they keep trying to play out, and they're playing in their own 6-yard box, and they're getting caught, and they were lucky not to concede before they did. And they keep going. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They've got Ollie Watkins, who's one of the best in the league at running channels, spin it and turn them.
What do you think the thought process was behind that, though?
And I get managers want to stick to their game plan and play the way they want to play, but sometimes you come up against teams when at Anfield you do not want to give Liverpool encouragement and let them win the ball back out of the pitch, because that is a very difficult game for you to play. And Aston Villa got caught with that, and through their own fault. Really, Liverpool obviously were good and they pressed really well, but Villa played into Liverpool's hands, and there's no way they were going to win that game playing that way.
Big old week for them now, though, Wayne, isn't it? They've got Real Madrid and Manchester City. This is going to be a real test of where they're at.
Yeah, and I'm there Tuesday, so
wow.
I'll be side of the pitch Tuesday. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one.
Your favourite place to go back to?
Yeah, last time I was there, the sprinklers went all over me at half time.
I don't think that was a surprise, was it?
Yeah, so no, but I'm looking forward to the game. I think it'll be a really good game, and some top players, some of the best players in the world on show, and Trent obviously going back there, Jude Bellingham coming back to England as well. So I think it'll be a really good game. And listen, I think Arsene Wenger said it through the week. If Liverpool are on it, and the Champions League night especially, there's no harder place to go.
You mentioned Trent, Wayne. How will he be feeling going into this game? Because there's been a lot said about the fact that Liverpool probably potentially missing him a bit this season, or what he gave them.
He'll be nervous.
Do you think?
Definitely, and he'll be thinking like, what sort of reception will he get? His family will be there. I'm sure. I don't know if they're all Liverpoolians. I assume they are. His family will be there, and he'll be. I hope he gets a good reception, because he's been a brilliant servant for Liverpool. Fantastic player for the club, and successful. Won everything he could with Liverpool. So I hope he gets a good reception. I'm sure he will from most of the fans, but as most fans do, I'm sure there'll be someone who can't accept that he left.
Okay, let's just have a quick word on someone that you know, Wayne, Danny Welbeck, because, wow, he just can't stop scoring, can he? Brighton beating Leeds 3-0. That was, I think, it's his 6th Premier League goal in 10 games. How pleased are you to see him doing
I absolutely love Daniel. I think he's... and again, I don't know, for some reason, I always call him Daniel.
Why? I've never heard anyone. Probably other than his mum,
from his full on the pitch where we played next to each other. I always called him Daniel.
What, you shouted across the pitch?
Yeah,
Daniel.
Yeah, so it's weird, but no, I love him, and he's been such a good player in the Premier League. And I said, might have been last season, or when did I say it, about United bringing him back? Should have brought him back. He scores goals, he works hard, and yeah, he's having a purple patch, and he's put himself in a position where Thomas Tuchel will definitely have to look at him, and he's behind Harry Kane. He's probably the best England striker, well, the most informed striker from England, so he's given himself a chance.
Well, also, he's somebody with loads of experience, and also he's played at the top level. He's played for United against Real Madrid. He scored against Real Madrid. So it's like having that level of experience is going to be really vital, isn't it, when you go into a tournament?
Yeah, it is, and I think I'm not saying Daniel would happily go on a set being on the bench, but I think Ollie Watkins and players like that who are looking to try and get in the squad, they're still young enough. They want to be pushing Harry Kane for that starting place, and which I don't think anyone would at the minute with Harry Kane. But I think Daniel will go in a bit like Jordan Henderson, use his experience, get around the players. He's a popular player wherever he's been with his teammates, but also have the ability to come on and have an impact. And I think, if you're Tuchel, you definitely have to be looking at him for sure. And I hope he does. I hope he, the next, couple of games, a couple of weeks ago, for England, I wouldn't even call Harry Kane up. You'd give him a rest.
Yeah, he likes scoring goals too much though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but, give him a rest, because there's not many opportunities from now to the end of the season where he gets a rest, and, let him, have that rest and go and look at Welbeck, go and look at, Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney, whoever it is he wants to look at, go and, give these players an opportunity to try and play.
What was he like as a young player, and what's he like off the pitch?
Brilliant. Honestly, such a lovely person, and, when he played his counter pressing, he pressed really high, he was aggressive with it, he was quick to get to the ball, really clever, good feet, and score goals. And but I do have to say, the best thing about Daniel is his mother used to bring me some chicken and rice every Thursday, and on a Thursday it was so nice. She used to bring it in the tubs on a Thursday, and it was so nice.
Was it jollof rice?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was so nice, mate, on a Thursday. So that was, used to always look forward to that. But no, honestly, I couldn't speak highly enough of him. A great person.
Do you keep in touch with him now?
Yeah, we speak. We always speak. Well, not always, but with all the ex-players at United, all in the WhatsApp group. So,
are you?
We all chat, yeah.
I bet there's been a lot of messages kind of congratulating him recently, because if he's popular and he's scoring goals. Yeah,
he's been on fire. Whenever anyone does well, we'll all obviously get behind him and support him. But no, I'm pleased with him, because he has had injuries throughout his career and probably hampered him a little bit, but he seems to, be able to stay fit now as well, and obviously he's shown what his ability he can do.
The gaffer used to play him in some pretty big games sometimes as well, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he did. He left me out the Madrid quarter-final at Old Trafford for Daniel. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But that went down well.
Yeah, still don't want to talk about it.
He just ended his sentence there. I was like, well done, Kay, thanks for that. Would you like to see him back at United? I know, I'm not saying that's a transfer that's going to happen.
I didn't want him to leave.
Yeah.
I never wanted him to leave. I thought it was a massive mistake that him and Johnny Evans were always allowed to leave at the time, because I just thought that when people like Wayne and Michael Carrick and those guys were there, you sort of need that continuity of players that understand what it is to play for United, that have experienced it firsthand, off of players that have been there. And I feel like Danny Welbeck, obviously being a Manchester lad and academy lad, he knew the club inside out, and he knew what it was about to be in the club. And I think it's different when you're an academy lad. You're probably happy to sit on a bench sometimes and know that you might not be starting every game, but because it's your club, you wanna do everything you can. So I never wanted him to leave. And if United were to put in a little cheeky bid to have him,
I think over the last couple of years, I would have really liked to have seen him back. I think now United have obviously going in a different way and hopefully turn the corner. But over the last couple of years, I would have liked to see him back. And he seems really settled at Brighton. He's doing well. He's scoring goals. So I just hope he continues that and gives himself the best chance of trying to get back in the England squad.
Yeah, it would be a great end to kind of what's been a renaissance for him at Brighton, wouldn't it? And it would also show that 34 is a brilliant age. That's how old I am as well. Okay, let's wrap it there. Wayne, you've got a busy week, haven't you? Please mention what you're doing on Wednesday.
Why am I doing Wednesday?
How do I know your diary better than you?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm going to watch McFly and Busted Wednesday.
You a big fan?
Oh, I loved them. I remember years ago, I must have been 16, 17, I went to watch Busted, and I actually sat with McFly, who opened for Busted back then. And now they've come together to do the contest with on in Manchester on Wednesday. Yeah, so
what's your favourite song?
Which one? McFly?
Oh, Busted, whichever.
McFly is It's All About You.
Yeah,
and
it's easy that one.
Busted, probably the year 3000.
Big tune.
Are you a fan of them?
Not as much as Wayne, not enough to go to a concert, but I did used to like Year 3000. That was a tune. I like the video to it, where it was like, and they've been underwater, and then it would go underwater and everything.
If you'd imagine it's going into the future.
Yeah, to be fair, it's probably pretty obvious, isn't it? Is it true that you invited Busted to your 18th birthday party, or is that just a wild rumour?
No, they were there, yeah. There was loads there. We done it for one of the magazines. And don't ask me why or whatever. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. And then we even had Gus from EastEnders. Remember Gus?
Yes.
He was there.
Well, so you were rocking around your own birthday party, just being like, oh, hello, fancy seeing you here. What are you doing here?
That's so random.
So yeah, he was there. Yeah, so it was a magazine, and Dave obviously just took over, and I didn't actually know what was going on, to be honest. So.
Okay, another rumour, and this maybe isn't true, or maybe it is actually, because it sounds like it was a wild party. There's rumours that you had a dance-off with James from Busted. Is that true?
Oh, I can't remember.
Okay.
I probably will have, but...
We'll just cut that
Well,
out.
he tried to offer Joe Calzaghe out for a fight, so that's not even...
Yeah, to be fair, in terms of the wild stories we've heard on this pod, that's one of the more tame ones if it was true. But we'll leave it there. What a week for Wayne. Liverpool on Tuesday, McFly and Busted on Wednesday. What about your week, Kay? Could top that?
No, absolutely not. No, but I don't think any week of mine is ever better than Wayne Rooney's. Let's be honest with ourselves.
No, there's always something going on in the Rooney
There
house.
will be.
And on that note, Wayne, I'm going to let you go because people have probably heard throughout the kids that we heard at the beginning are clearly still having a party at your house in the background.
Yeah, so yeah.
And you're absolutely buzzing to go back.
Could we stay on for another couple of hours?
No, you probably need to get back because half your family, I think, are propping up your camera and that behind, aren't they? So you've got to go. Well, enjoy your week, guys. We'll hear all about it on Friday's show. A reminder, you can listen to The Wayne Rooney Show on BBC Sounds, or you can watch on the iPlayer or the BBC Sport YouTube.